No one in the audience today who better personifies the vision of George Eastman than Ed Hacham. He made literally the single largest gift and commitment in our history, and yesterday it was a great honor and pleasure to have officially dedicated the Hacham School of Engineering and Applied Sciences in his honor. George Eastman, Eastman Kodak, and the University of Rochester have a history with common threads that dates back to 1886. For Eastman Kodak was an internationally known firm. One of the first decisions George Eastman made was to reach out to Professor Lattimore, in whose honor this hall is named, for a chemist to help him understand how he could understand photography for the late 19th century and literally now into the 21st century. He made his first gift to the University of Rochester 12 years later. It was the equivalent to one Brownlee camera for the geology department. It turned out to be an extraordinary portent. In the first 3 decades of the 20th century, he gave us, among other things, buildings that provided the basis for our extraordinary graduate programs, a school of music second to none, Eastman Theater, the decisive, the pivotal, the most consequential gift to our School of Medicine and Dentistry. By the time of his death, early in the 1930s, he had contributed $51 million to the University of Rochester, more than any one individual had contributed to any one academic institution at that time in the history of the world. What he contributed, though, was much more than money. He contributed a commitment to the highest standards of academic achievement, and he committed a commitment to the Rochester community. And nowhere was this more evident than in a fund drive early in the 1920s, where Rush Rees sought George Eastman's help in raising $10 million in 10 days. George Eastman made the lead gift, but it is extraordinary that thousands of Rochesterians worked together with Rockefeller's General Education Fund to make that contribution. In effect, George Eastman realized he was giving from his extraordinary wealth, but each of us could be a George Eastman. Each of us could share his passion for education. In that spirit, the George Eastman Circle was born. The notion is every one of us can be like George. He is, in a certain sense, the man who made the University of Rochester what it is today. But we have the responsibility to carry on his legacy, to continue to make this university ever better. In creating the George Eastman Circle, in whose honor this statue will stand, we are recognizing that his spirit of commitment to research universities as what will be the decisive advantage for the United States, not only in the 20th century, but in the 21st, will live here, we hope, forever. We are very privileged that this statue was created by Mark Miller. Mark is an extraordinarily talented representational sculptor. He has sculpted presidents, he has sculpted the Pope, sculpted extraordinary leaders throughout the world. He didn't know it, we didn't know it, but he's now sculpted the likeness of a Nobel Prize winner in Barack Obama, whose inauguration image he sculpted. Mark, as you will soon see, has made a magnificent likeness of George Eastman. It captures his humanity, it captures his visionary spirit.